Alright, so my article is on the Vermilion River bottoms hardwood regeneration efforts. So the location's called the Vermilion/Mississippi River bottoms, and this is basically a 17 by 2.5 mile stretch where the Vermilion River meets the Mississippi and it runs alongside it before it actually joins it after 17 miles. And because of damming in the past on the Mississippi, there's some pretty severe hydrologic changes happening to this area. The location is owned by the Minnesota DNR. A lot of the work they've done on the site is a combination of a lot of different things. They've done planting, partial harvest, clear cut with reserves, post-sale killing of undesirable trees with herbicide, underplanting, and a seed tree with reserves harvest. So there's a couple problems here they're trying to address. The first one is they're trying to shift the hardwood trees from green ash to silver maple. It's because emerald ash borer is obviously damaging the green ash and it's making it kind of useless as a crop tree. And they're trying to figure out why the silver maple is only growing in patches and it's not really coming in fully. And I think this is probably because of the huge hydrologic changes caused by human alterations to the Mississippi. It's because it causes the floodplain to flood for a lot longer, essentially, over a month at sometimes. And this is capable of actually killing the seedlings of silver maple because they're underwater for so long. Here's a list of all the silvicultural methods they've used on the site so far. So before emerald ash borer was a problem, they planted 83 acres of green ash seedlings in 1982. And then in 1983/84, they did a partial harvest to release understory and encourage further generation. In 1989, they underplanted 2,500 silver maple, 1,000 green ash, 800 black walnut prior to a harvest. In 1989/1990, they did a clear cut with reserves harvest to release regeneration. In 1990, they did a post-sale killing of undesirable trees, such as box elder and elm. In 2016, they planted 8,200 silver maple, 4,000 river birch, 4,000 swamp white oak, 3,500 hackberry, and 4,200 cottonwood. And then in 2019, they did a seed tree with reserves harvest to try to salvage the green ash before emerald ash borer came in and started killing them all. And they also wanted to open up the site for regeneration. So far, the problem's still ongoing. Stocking levels are very low. The basal area is only 48.6. They're still getting a lot of undesirable regeneration from green ash and American elm that they don't want, obviously. And they still need to figure out how to prioritize that silver maple regeneration. They still need to research and study how to solve that problem there. They're still going to need to be monitoring the site to figure out the solution. However, so far, they learned one important thing, and that's elevation seems to be playing the most important role on silver maple regeneration. This picture here, all the red dots are the patches of silver maple they've found. And you can see they're sitting on the highest elevation sites, which are red, orange, and yellow. And then the purple and blues are the lowest elevation sites. So these are my thoughts after the end of it all. I'd like to see them study a more broad range of different types of vegetation and their effects on the silver maple regeneration. They only really focused on reed canary grass, and it was pretty inconclusive. I think they could even sort of focus on beneficial vegetation. For example, dense vegetation could help slow down water flow and velocity, and this would help protect seedlings from these major flooding events. I also think that they're kind of taking area that should probably be kept for conservation, and they're trying to make it a priority for timber harvesting, when I think it could just be kept for conservation. Maybe it's not really worth it to even try to harvest this area long term. And then finally, I think obviously the damming of the Mississippi is a pretty big culprit. It's causing more serious yearly flooding to occur. And I think it's slowly transitioning the area to a completely different environment altogether.